Dad was an accountant, and Mum was a good-looking typist, as evidenced by the fact that she won a pageant titled Queen of the Stenographers, which sounds an awful lot like a Shangri-La's song. By the age of 17, attention junkie Lou, a kooky, creative kid who compulsively wrote songs and poetry, was doing everything in his power to torpedo the utopian fantasies of his parents and challenge the notion of the nice Jewish boy. When he wasn't tormenting his family by extracting ear-splitting wails from his electric guitar, he was throwing tantrums, and, here comes the most lethal activity of all, he was acting gay, prancing and posing and generally behaving like somebody the neighbours might mistake for one of those terrifying inverts who drown their sorrows at the Hayloft in Freeport, the local gay bar, which, by the way, young Lou was already frequenting. Freudian ideas dominated American psychiatry back then. Sigmund Freud saw homosexuality as a form of arrested development. It was a bit like being a rock star. He did not feel it was possible to cure this condition. However, he subscribed to the idea that since, according to Siggy, human beings were essentially bisexual, homosexual impulses could be discouraged, and heterosexual impulses could be nurtured to the point where they might then coexist alongside the gay stuff, allowing, say, the dude in question to marry and have kids. I have several gay peers who, upon revealing their sexual identity to their otherwise free-thinking American parents, were met with a "don't worry, we can fix this, let's go see my shrink" response. Sydney and Toby, like my dad, legitimately feared for their son's survival at a time when homosexuality frequently had catastrophic outcomes. This is not to imply that catastrophic outcomes are entirely a thing of the past. We still live in a world where trans women are brutalized and some countries retain the death penalty for homosexuality. Et voilà. They surrendered their only son, aged 17, to a shrink who recommended a course of high-voltage electric shock treatments at Creedmoor Psychiatric Hospital. The grim brutality of these sessions, the endless corridors, the locking and unlocking of doors, the restraints, the twitching, the seizures, the spitting, the terror, had a lasting effect on Lou and became part of his legend. The aftermath of each session plunged Lou into a torpid state that resembled senility. You can't read a book because you get to page 17 and you have to go right back to page 1 again. If you walked around the block, you forgot where you were, Lou reportedly recalled to a friend. Somehow, he survived, but with fairly horrifying deficits. According to biographer Victor Bockris, the shock treatments helped eradicate any feeling of compassion he might have had and handed him a fragmented approach. "I think everybody has a number of personalities," he told a friend, to whom he showed a small notebook in which he had written, "From Lou number 3 to Lou number 8, hi." You wake up in the morning and say, "Wonder which of them is around today." You find out which one and send him out. 15 minutes later, someone else shows up. That's why, if there's no one left to talk to, I can always listen to a couple of them talking in my head. I can talk to myself. How long did these extreme effects last? His subsequent struggles with addiction and interpersonal meshuggahs suggest that they lingered, but there's no reliable way to separate the electric shock trauma from the slings and arrows that subsequently came his way. Did it fix the gay thing? Lou's sexuality, the subject of so much speculation during his lifetime, is not easily understood. It's a bit like reading The Wasteland, the T.S. Eliot poem, which Lou loved. You're enjoying the ride, but you never quite feel that you know what the actual fuck is going on. Lou's love life zigged and zagged, recalling the patterns of courageous, self-dramatizing viragos like Vita Sackville-West and Madonna. As you'll see, Lou flows into other people's beds and their lives purely based on the person, rather than the gender. Lou was tortured with electric shocks to eliminate his Liberace and his Paul Lynde, after which he became more of a Marlene Dietrich. His fluidity and his gay solidarity, wildly at odds with mid-century America, align him more with today's youth, who embrace pansexuality and queerness with casual elan. My dad's